Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday. It's time for a miscellaneous Thursday video. Yes, I can't come up with a catchy name for Thursday video. So if you haven't caught this before, this is just the Thursday video where I look at a miscellaneous or a new ETF. I'll probably look at some different income strategies or just general life video possibly. I'm kind of leaving Thursday open, just flexible. But I really want to look at some growth or some brand new ETFs as well that may be worth buying into short term, maybe even long term. So we'll take a look at one of those today. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff. Let me know you're new here down below. I'm enjoying all the banter we're having down in the comments section. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't even know if I have my Twitter down there. Follow me on all those channels. I'm trying to offer different things on each one, and I haven't been doing a very good job of that, but as I grow and I dedicate even more and more time to this, I am going to try and do that. Also, for all the people that have been using the Amazon link, thank you very much. That has been having quite a bit of activity, and I appreciate that. So if you want to leave me a tip and say thank you for what I'm doing here, you can use the Amazon link down below. And what that does is it takes you to Amazon where you can buy whatever you want, not necessarily what it's linked to. And if you complete a shopping experience, whatever you want to call it, after you click that link, I will get a small commission on qualified purchases. So if you do that, and I would appreciate it. So thank you. So what are we looking at today? Today we are looking at a very new ETF. It's a couple months old now. I think it was formed on June 25th of 2020. And that is the ticker symbol WFH. That's the Direxion Work From Home ETF. Now, I'm a little skeptical of this one. I wish someone would have jumped on this originally, because this index has actually been in the works, or it was created in April. So if people don't know, most ETFs track an index, and there are indexing companies that create these indexes, and then there's ETF providers that pay a fee to create an ETF that tracks that index. So that's how ETFs work. So for the most part, there's some that aren't tracking indexes, but the ones that track an index, that's how that works. So the ETF here, WFH, tracks a index that is the Solactive Remote Work Index. And this index has been around since March 27th, March 17th. It probably was in the works before then. But just to give you a little introduction to this, it says major technological developments are changing global societies on previously unthinkable ways. Some of these new technologies have enabled companies to offer telecommuting alternatives without having to experience losses in productivity. In the meanwhile, societal shifts have made employees more eager to work remotely. Given this trend, we created the Solactive Remote Work Index concept. The index is composed of companies offering key technological infrastructure and services in the fields of cloud technologies, cybersecurity, online project and document management, and remote communications. This set of companies are possibly set to be among the ones that profit the most from the transition towards the remote workplace. So basically, there was some other things I wanted to share because it gave us, so we'll break down the 4 sectors or 4 areas that they concentrate in. And the first one is cloud technologies. It says we currently live in an era in which myriads of data are accessible to an unprecedented scale. As higher business relevant data volumes become attainable for the broader public, companies will have to enable both data accessibility and processing for their workers to operate efficiently, even when working from home with less powerful devices. Companies offering cloud technology services and on-demand availability to computer system resources may help solve this issue, thus allowing data-reliant firms to operate smoothly. So what is that? Like, you figure, you had hundreds of people working in an office building and they all worked on the same computer system or database per se. Well, now you have all those people working from home and they're tapping in, so they're going to need to figure out ways to make that work seamlessly, right? So the one that follows that is cybersecurity. Given the increasing number of cyber threats, companies will be exposed in their transition towards a more flexible workplace. The demand for the services and expertise of cybersecurity firms should increase accordingly. This assumption may be particularly the case if both the quantity and sophistication of cyber attacks continue to increase. So that's the other issue. You have these major corporations having people working from home, and they're not on the secure connection at their office, they're on their connection at home, might not be secure. So all this is coming into play, right? And then the third one, online project and document management. Applications that enable teams to manage documents and projects under collaborative setting can greatly help organizations with remote work policies articulate project missions, assign roles and responsibilities, create detailed project plans, and establish performance metrics, whilst keeping team members on the same page when it comes to the progress of both projects and shared documents. So again, it's kind of like trying to keep these corporations the wheel rolling when everybody's not together. So they're going to need to have document management because somebody might be working on one thing and it's not in a centralized location, right? So that's one part of it. And the last one, remote communications. Body language, hear tone, and inflection are essential to effectively sharing complex or personal information. Therefore, video conferencing services can serve to bridge the communication gap for remote workers. All the while, instant messaging or email applications can be used to convey small or non-urgent requests. This set of tools may enable a smooth communication between coworkers even when they are physically far apart. So, like Zoom, video conferencing, all that stuff has taken off big time since, the work from home craze started here. And, I have a feeling that a lot of these corporations, some of them will come back, but I think a lot of them are going to see if all these technologies exist and if their productivity did not suffer from it, or they'll find that their productivity may have improved because of people working from home. We may see more of these technologies really taking shape and growing exponentially from here. So the WFH ETF, what is it? This is interesting in how this index is constructed. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's long. But the index universe is comprised of all financial instruments with which fulfill the below requirements. So there's really only two. The primary listing on a regulated exchange in the United States listed on a regulated exchange in the United States as an ADR. So it could be a foreign company as long as it's available here as an American depository receipt. Average daily value traded in the last 6 months of at least 5 million. And that's it. That's it. And it has to be in those 4 categories that we just discussed. So here's where it gets a little funny. The selection is done based on screening of publicly available information such as financial websites, search engines, or company publications using a natural language processing algorithm. Using keywords that describe the index theme, the algorithm identifies companies that have or are expected to have significant exposure to at least one of the following categories, and that's the 4 we just discussed. Particularly refers to companies whose product offering is linked to workplace chat and video conferencing solutions. The resulting universe may include companies that offer services, infrastructure, and/or technology in at least one of the 4 aforementioned fields. The algorithm then ranks these companies according to their relevance in relation to the theme-specific keywords. The index includes the 10 constituents per category that exhibit the highest index score. The algorithm is run 4 times, once per each index category. At selection, the index is constituted of 40 companies, in case there are less than 10, and then it goes on and on. So in other words, someone wrote a program to have a computer pick which companies that should be in here, which seems a little odd to me, but I mean, I'm an older dude, so technology is kind of way over my head. So what we'll look at and see what companies actually consist in here, we'll go to the portfolio composition and we'll look. It has 41, basically 40. 93.5% is in North America, 4.25% in Asia, and 2% in Europe. Market cap, 53.6% in large cap, 21.76% in micro, 15.68% in small, 8.9% in mid cap. Morningstar doesn't have a rating on this because it's brand new. If we look, we got some familiar names in here in the top 10. The top 10 consists of 36% of the holdings, and the other is 63%. We'll just go over the top 10 real quick. Twilio, Zoom Video, CrowdStrike Holdings, Avaya Holdings, Inseego, Elastic, Okta, Ping Identity, Amazon, Palo Alto Networks. So this is really a concentrated tech fund is really what it is. And well, there you go. 88% in information technology, 9% in communication services, 3% in consumer discretionary. So that's pretty much it. I'll look back at the snapshot because I want to look at the expense ratio. Oh, where'd that go? I believe it's 0.45 on the expense ratio. Where are we at? Yep. 0.45 on the expense ratio. It has about 90 million in net assets. Inception date of June 25th, 2020, but the index has been around since March. And if we look at the performance of WFH, I already have it on there, and we'll compare it to the S&P. It doesn't pay a dividend yet. It says it has a small yield, but I wouldn't bet on that. Since June 25th, it has had a total return of 6%. Versus the S&P 500's 10.45. So that's the WFH ETF. I think this could last for a while. I think this is a nice one to hold as a satellite position, small position. I think the work from home craze is not going to end. I think it's going to progress even more, and companies are going to find out that they can possibly be more productive and have less overhead with families working from home. So what are your thoughts? Leave them down below. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Use that Amazon link if you could. Thank you for stopping by. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.